think I was really fortunate growing up. I had a fairy tale upbringing. I grew up in Long Island, New York. Had a great family and was a little spoiled, but at the same time started, as I was growing up, to experiencing some hardships. One thing that I really struggled with was my weight. In 6th grade, I weighed about 140 pounds. Being in suburbia in Long Island, the common drink that I was raised on was drinking Coca-Cola instead of water.
That sounds familiar when you're young, right?
Of course, but instead of having like a homemade meal, we ate Burger King, McDonald's, and ordered in pizza. So,
but I think it's an American culture.
It is, but also when you're that young and you're the last person picked in every sport, when you're in elementary school, it it hurts a little bit. When I was 19 years old, my mother was diagnosed with lung cancer. And she was placed on a special diet that required her to eat low sugar, low carb, and low fat. So this is actually the first time that we transitioned from like eating to actually cooking together. This was actually the first time we cooked together.
So this is the first time that you cooked?
I had no interest in the kitchen at all. And then one day, my mom's like, "You want to come and we're going to try to make low fat, low sugar blueberry muffins." And the only thing I was thinking was like, all right, we're going to each eat a dozen muffins. Like, fantastic. So, and at the same time, of course, finding that my mother was diagnosed with cancer.
When was this? I mean, it must be really hard for you.
Actually, it'll be 20 years ago this December. December 19th. That's when she passed away. So I was 19 years old. And when we first found out about the diagnosis, it doesn't click. You don't really, you're just like, oh, okay, like, you think it's nothing special.
And plus she's there.
Plus she's there in front of you, so you don't know there's any consequences. So we started cooking together for a whole summer. But unfortunately what happened was my mother passed away. So she passed away a year after her diagnosis. So she really had no idea.
So it was really quick.
It was really quick. And
how did that make you feel?
I think this was...
Was it a shock?
It was completely shocking. I actually was able to go to Houston to the cancer clinic, and she recognized me when I saw her for the last time. Then 2 or 3 days later she passed away, and I think I was completely overcome. I think you're completely jolted, and it hits you to the core. And I saw a video that had Billy Bob Thornton talking about his brother, and how he said that he'll never be the same. And I think
it changes you as a person, right?
I think it changes you as a person, and it also instills that someone is expecting for you to take the best out of your life. That you can, no matter what, never give up. Always try to exceed expectations. I think that's where I had my wake-up call.
I remember you creating this couture cupcake for me, which is a cupcake, but it looks really amazing. So I guess by this point you're very confident as a pastry chef. You're on top of the world. And then after this, I knew you went to New York.
I was on a hot streak. I was in Shanghai, Macau, Hong Kong.
You've been moving quite a lot.
This is part of the industry. You need to get ahead any way you can. And then, I went back to New York to become a corporate pastry chef for a prominent group. And there were a lot of changes in that group. And after 3 months, I got laid off.
You got laid off?
I got fired. What I think that I've learned is that no matter what happens in your life, you need to stay grounded, and you really need to dig down deep and depend on yourself.
That you need to keep pushing forward and forward.
Everybody has negative, and everybody has rough times. You really need to focus on the long term and dig down deep. I mean, it's easy to just give up, put it that way.
Oh, I know how that feels too.
So, but I think what makes you as an individual is your ability, your determination, how persistent you are to just, you have to get what you want. You have to make it yours.
Any other dreams in the future? Are you doing something that is part of your passion, or?
Definitely, I'm working on a potential project, maybe a book, then a potential business one day. I mean,
that's your dream.
That's my dream. Is what's great about this business is that there's always something else. There's always more. You can't be content. So you can look back and smile about what you've done. And everybody has their ups and downs, but you need to always push forward.